How's it going, everybody? This is I Visualize. So I got the rental code for this team for singles. I'll have it during, like after the first battle or second battle, and an explanation for this team. So definitely stick around if you want the rental code for this team. It's a very good one. All right, enjoy the rest of the battles and videos. Peace. A nice Iron Head, Max Steel Spike. Let's go, Clef. Pult versus Pult. Ooh, Shadow Ball. No Life Orb, no specs. That's good to see. We're gonna go Vape. I'm fine with that. Maybe Scarf Pult. I mean, Toxpex doesn't beat Clefable. No reason to get toxic for no reason. He can't really activate my Maranga barrier, which I want to. I'll just Baton Pass out. Baton Pass there is good just in case he like switches as well. I can see into what. If he goes for toxic, that's good for Clefable. Because then I can't get. Oh, he went for Scald. Huh? I'm immune to that. I have Water Absorb. I guess maybe predicted, I don't know. Dragon. This might seem, well, not too weird. I want to get the Maranga berry. I really want to get the Maranga berry. Hopefully he's not nasty plot sub though. That'd be weird to do. Yeah, he should max Steel Spike. Yep, max Steel Spike. Called Shiny Hit Powdon Cornbread. Okay. The problem is Max Darkness lowers my spit up, so hopefully he doesn't do that. But he's definitely going to do that. I'll just Baton Pass back into Clef. Yeah. No point of wishing. Poltergeist viable? Yes. Hello, Banku's dead. Alright, so we're gonna max guard here. How's Life Orb playable in singles? Amazing. See you later, Swordsman Moonlight. Life Orb playable is love. Yeah, Baton Pass passes lower stats. That's what I don't want to wish as well. Just remix Craigasm. Hello, Armasa. Sour Plus. Now the question is, do I predict him to switch out and go for a max lightning? I really want to. But I'm scared of Flash Cannon, so. Or what remix is this? Delta Rune Before the Story by Glitch City. See, it's so obvious, but I can't pull the trigger. Because he can play around me now. Should I max Starfall again? I mean, did I ever show Thunderbolt? Hey, 199 from Joseph Mendes, thank you. Rufus TM. I never showed Thunderbolt. But he has Baneful Bunker. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I'm in a commanding position. I'll just click my buttons. Although you can play around it. What he needs to do is get damage on Clef. And he can do that with Dragapult. I mean, I could just spam Moonblast. I'm gonna click it. Yeah, baby. Get that Hydreigon out of my face! Now that's GG. Clefable wins. I can Moonlight here. Spell I Cup. I don't know how to read. Sorry, English is not my first language. It's lived! Focus Sash. I speak Alaskan. No scarf. What's my first language? Antarctican. That was close, though. That was close. I speak ice type. People got so triggered on a video when I said I speak American Keiko and a W. How's it going, everybody? It is iVisual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I got this rental code for singles for you today. I use this team quite a bit in my streams, and a lot of people have asked for the rental code, and here it is. I'll have some more rental codes soon for some doubles and some other singles teams that I'm using. I'll have the Type Null Durant team that I got top 10 with soon. And this team I used in Season 2, and I did pretty well with it. I think I got like top 100 with it, but not top 10. But still really good team. Easy Master Ball winning team to get to Master Ball rank. And yeah, might as well explain a little bit of it. I have some battles where, after this, a little explanation where Clefable goes in. I'll try to explain it as best as possible. So, the EVs are in the description down below. I always have, or try to have, the same sets that I use in my videos and stuff. Sometimes I just change them a lot during my live stream, so sometimes they're not always the same, but mostly they are. Like rarely they're not. So yeah, Cinderace, Focus Sash. I originally had Powdon. Like you'll see, like there's a few Pokemon that are going to be different during some of the videos, but this is like the finalized version of it. Because Cinderace is pretty good versus fairy types. Focus Sash is really nice as a lead choice. I like it versus H-Slash a lot. Ferrothorn is pretty good versus H-Slash, and also Dragapult as well, even Clefable too. Just gotta be careful with H-Slash being faster and Flash Cannon. Ferrothorn could deal with H-Slash with Leech Seed, just gotta be careful of close combat and Swords Dance, and Dragapult could deal with it. Just gotta be careful, weakness policy on H-Slash. And then Shadow Sneak. And usually I Dynamax my Dragapult too. And also Vaporeon can deal with it too. Pretty nicely with Acid Armor and the Maranga Berry with Wish. I was thinking of putting Protect instead of Baton Pass, but I do find myself Baton Passing Acid Armor too most of the time. So like Clefable, and then Clefable just can tank hits and sweeps, or Cinderace as well. So versus Dragapult, usually I have Clefable. Ditto can copy a lot of teams and reverse sweep. That's why I like to bring Ditto a lot, because there's a lot of opponents that have a lot of sub-sweepers, Togekiss, Swords Dance, Mons, Excadrill, and Ditto's nice to just have a check so I can switch it in, and it's pretty good on bulky teams. Like sometimes I'd bring Ditto, Ferrothorn, Clefable, Ditto, Vaporeon, Clefable, stuff like that. It really just depends on the matchup. Versus Mimikyu, Ferrothorn is really good. Ditto can copy Mimikyu and reverse sweep, but you gotta be careful. You gotta break Disguise on Mimikyu first, because Mimikyu will ignore your Ditto's Disguise, because it can't copy the ability, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So make sure to break Mimikyu's Disguise if you want to copy with Ditto first. Excadrill, I have Cinderace Sash for. Dragapult can like max Airstream, be in weakness policy. Excadrills before, when I go for like max Airstream and max Flare after they go for the max Rockfall, resulting in them being slower, because usually they're Sand Rush weakness policy and they try to get the boost in speed. You don't have to go for max Airstream, you can go for like max Phantasm too as well to lower their defense, stuff like that, or max Ormond to lower their attack too. Vaporeon can Acid Armor on Excadrill, just gotta be careful of Horn Drill. Ditto can, with a little bit of chip, knock out even Dynamax Excadrill with Earthquake. And you just gotta be careful of it's being like Sash, it still has Sash intact, or it's being Scarfed of it as well, but most of the time they're Sash Excadrill. And sometimes you need chip on them to knock it out with Earthquake if they Dynamax on you. Versus Togekiss and Corviknight. Corviknight, I got Cinderace, Pyro Ball smashes. Just gotta be careful of like Dynamax weakness policy Corviknight or Iron Defense Dynamax. There's a lot of weakness policy Corviknights I'm running into, so yeah, gotta be careful with that. Taunt can shut down Ferrothorn, but other than that, Leech Seed can just heal a lot. But Iron Defense, Body Press does a lot too. Fire Blast, not the best damage to Corviknight. Usually a Max Flare is just better, and to get the Sun up, because they can sometimes Roost spam. Vaporeon's pretty good for Corviknight to get the Scald Burn. Once you get that Scald Burn, it's awesome, especially with Acid Armor. You can boost your defense. Clefable can smash Corviknight with a Dynamax, Max Flare, or Max Lightning, and usually Corviknight just lose to it. And versus Togekiss, Max Lightning does a lot. Sometimes can one-shot if it's no HP Togekiss. Ferrothorn can live a Max Flare with the Occa Berry, halving fire type super effective damage, which is pretty nice, and can get a Gyro Ball off. That's usually one of my checks. And also Ditto can copy it. Dragapult can Dynamax, Max Airstream, get the weakness policy, and probably just knock it out the next turn with a Max Phantasm. And yeah, Cinderace can just Pyro Ball. Just to name a few of those Pokemon, like the most used Pokemon. I'm trying to go down the list. Hydreigon, Clefable smashes it. Just gotta be careful of like Flash Cannon or Max Steel Spike. That's why I like Cinderace a lot as a lead, because it can U-turn, it can Scout or Scarfed. I could keep it as a check with High Jump Kick if they're slower, stuff like that. I like to bring Cinderace versus Tyranitar, Hydreigon, H-Slash, Corviknight, sometimes even Excadrill, Mimikyu. It just outspeeds a lot of those and can Pyro Ball them and gets a chip on those as well. And if you have a bad matchup, you can just U-turn as well. Versus Tyranitar, Ferrothorn is pretty good, Cinderace is pretty good, Clefable can really do a lot of damage with Max Starfall, and Vaporeon Acid Armor is one of the most reliable ones. And then if they're like weakness policy or setup, Tyranitar, you can reverse sweep them with Ditto. Done that a lot of times with Ditto. Galarian Darmanitan is an interesting one. Galarian Darmanitan, Choice Scarf. Ferrothorn can easily eat up a Flare Blitz and knock it out with Gyro Ball. But you gotta be careful of Choice Band Darmanitan. That's where it gets pretty problematic, because Superpower can one-shot Ferrothorn. I'm not sure if Banded Flare Blitz can, probably. I mean, that's a lot of power. One thing people forget is when you Dynamax Darmanitan, its boost is gone, like Guerrilla Tactics, I guess, because it's like a Choice Band, basically, so you're not locked into a move in your Dynamax, so you don't get the boost when you're Dynamaxed. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Usually people don't Dynamax Galarian Darmanitan unless they just don't know, or they just absolutely have to live hit, which sometimes it could be wise to do. But yeah, I have Cinderace Focus Sash, Clefable can live a hit, Dynamax kill it one shot, Vaporeon can Acid Armor. Vaporeon's a pretty good switch into Darm most of the time with Acid Armor Wish. It can hopefully not get hacked and wall it. And Dragapult should be able to live a hit when Dynamaxed, but it'll do a lot of damage. Like almost one shot. And then yeah, Ditto can Speed Tie with Scarfed Arm as well. Grimmsnarl I always bring like Clefable and versus Galarian Corsola as well. Clefable for sure smashes both of those guys. And Ferrothorn can beat Grimmsnarl too. Just gotta be careful of Trick, Lagging Tail, subs to bulk up Grimmsnarls, Thunder Wave, stuff like that. Anything that can really status and be annoying like Yawn, I like Clefable a lot because of the Max Starfall. To getting up that Misty Terrain can allow Clefable to not being put to sleep. And also Magic Guard is really nice versus Toxic and Will-O-Wisp Mons because Magic Guard is immune to all that. And Magic Guard is also immune to Curse, which is really useful versus a lot of Curse Mimikyus and Dragapults. There's a lot of those running around, especially to trick room Mimikyus and stuff like that. Versus other Cinderaces, Vaporeon is pretty good, Dragapult's pretty good. You can also bring your own Cinderace as well. Versus Ferrothorns, obviously we got Cinderace, Dragapult, Fire Blast. We got Clefable, Flamethrower. Usually one-shots it, since Ferrothorn are usually defensive, not spit F. Flamethrower does a ton with Clefable. It's so powerful. And also you don't take Life Orb damage with Magic Guard, which is awesome on Clefable as well. The speed EVs on Dragapult are to outspeed Charizard, by the way, and then just the rest in bulk and attack to maximize health and able to live hits, because I remember I lived a Hyper Voice from Sylveon and a Quick Attack when I Dynamaxed with Dragapult and activated my weakness policy, which is pretty clutch. Not sure if the Sylveon was like Pixelate. Obviously it's Pixelate with Hyper Voice, but I'm not sure if it was Pixie Plate, which usually they are. Sometimes they're Soul Vest, sometimes they're, I've seen like Specs or Leftovers. So yeah, Dracovish, we got Vaporeon, Ferrothorn, pretty nice, and Dragapult can Dynamax, live hits from that. Snorlax is a pretty tough one, because Snorlax has good coverage. Versus Snorlax, I usually like to do Acid Armor Vaporeon, and if they Yawn, I believe when you Baton Pass, you don't pass on the Yawn, which is pretty useful. and then you can go into Clefable. But if they're Assault Vest, you might want to Dynamax versus those because of Heavy Slam. Max Steel Spike hurts a lot, so Snorlax is pretty problematic. Sometimes I like to bring Cinderace for that because High Jump Kick does a lot. And maybe keeping a Dynamax Mon for it is pretty useful as well. And also, usually, you could also reverse sweep them with Ditto as well if they have Belly Drum. So, you know, sack them on, if they Belly Drum up, Spring and Ditto, and just reverse sweep. I've done that quite a few times as well. Versus Toxapex, Clefable smashes. Just bring Clefable versus Toxapex. You'll see Max Lightning smashes it, Thunderbolt smashes it. Toxapex can't really do much versus Clefable. You got Moonlight for recovery. And yeah, pretty awesome. Cloyster, we got Vaporeon, Ferrothorn, and also Ditto. Sometimes I reverse sweep people with Ditto with their Shell Smash Cloysters. Rotom Heat is a pretty problematic one since I don't have much for Rotom Heat. That's the one mon that is annoying. That's why I like Dragapult a lot, but they could have Dark Pulse, but that could activate Weakness Policy. So if you see Rotom Heat, most of the time they might lead off with it. You gotta be careful. I usually like to bring Dragapult versus those. Cinderace can do a lot with High Jump Kick. Ditto's nice to obviously transform into Rotom Heat and you know, take hits from it and see what side it is as well, and maybe you could get some chip on it for another Pokemon, because Clefable, Vaporeon don't really appreciate Rotom Heat. Vaporeon can take it on though pretty nicely with Max Geyser or Scald, with a special Maranga Berry raising your special defense by 1 when you get hit by a special attack. What else we got? So we got Hippowdon. Hippowdon usually Clefable smashes it with Max Starfall. If they go for Yawn, just Dynamax, Max Starfall. You don't get put to sleep. Pretty nice. Toxtricity is a nice one to play against. Ferrothorn pretty nice for Toxtricity. Usually takes on everything other than Specs Moonburst. Specs Moonburst can hurt. That's why versus Toxtricity you got to be careful. Sometimes I want to bring Cinderace or Dragapult, especially with Ferrothorn for Toxtricity. And Gastrodon, Ferrothorn's pretty good, Clefable's pretty good. Vaporeon's walled by Gastrodon, so you gotta be careful of that. And Seismitoad are usually gonna be packing a lot of coverage for a lot of mons, so that's why I like Ferrothorn a lot. Ferrothorn's pretty good for Seismitoad, since it has grass coverage for Vaporeon. It can have poison coverage for Clefable, but they don't knock out Clefable. But Clefable I don't think can knock out Seismitoad when it's Dynamax, so that's why Ferrothorn's much reliable, very much reliable. Dragapult's pretty good too, with Dynamax versus Seismitoad, but they get Max Geyser off and outspeed with this one, so yeah, you're not gonna be outspeeding them. Conkeldurr, we got Clefable for. Vaporeon can probably just wall it with Acid Armor. Most physical attackers, Vaporeon's pretty good with Acid Armor, other than having electric or grass coverage, you know. Rotomo's a pretty tricky one. Usually versus Rotomo, they bring it a lot versus me. That's why I like Cinderace a lot with Pyro Ball versus Rotomos. What else? I think that's really it for most standard mons. Duraludon, we got Cinderace, Clefable. Ferrothorn usually can wall Duraludon with Leech Seed. Duraludon can't really do much. So yeah, I think that's really it for most mons. I don't want to be this too long because I have some battles I want after this, so yeah. Enjoy the rental code and let me know how well you do with this team, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, peace. Let's try to sweep out. This guy could have Taunt. He should have Taunt. So I'm gonna go Vaporeon. No Taunt. That's odd. Yeah, I'm gonna do Galar Newcomers. What's the best team I ever used? I have it on my channel. It's titled The Best Team. The Corviknight team. Interesting. Well, that's fine, because Corviknight's the only thing that beats Clefable. Well, potentially. It doesn't really beat it. If it has a steel move, it could do a lot. What does he go into? Quagsire. That's not gonna beat me. But it does suck he switched out. Dynamax Corviknight, could that beat me? I wonder if he has a steel move. He has Bulk Up, Body Press, Roost. What's his last move? It's not Taunt, because he would have taunted. Dragon, yeah, Flash Cannon. Which is actually not good for me. I'll go Vape first. Max Steel Spike will hurt really badly. I guess what I should have done is just Stealth Rocked and see if he was actually going to be taunt, because I could have just yawned him as well and shut that Corviknight down. So I should just see if they're going to be taunt or not. I have to go Hippo. At least now I can yawn. Somebody's going night-night. Yeah, y'all need to check for taunts pretty free. I just don't want him to get like free setups with Corviknight. Because he could just taunt Vaporeon, so I don't like Acid Armor or Yawn or stuff like that with Vape as well. Then I gotta hope for Scald Burns or stuff like that. I'll get a procs. So Max Wormwind is interesting. I thought it would be sub Nasty Plot with Dark Pulse Flash Cannon. That's the set I would run. Hello, Husky Gaming. Did I see a blue light on Hydreigon? Or was that something else? It was like blue fire. Alright, now you just need to stay asleep for me. I mean, I could live a Flash Cannon, but I don't want to take one. And plus you could crit me like every time. No! That's annoying. I mean, I live it, but still annoying. It could be Ironhead Corviknight. Wouldn't I run the Scarf one again? I could. Scarf is really good. But on a team like his, I could see like Scarf and Nasty Plot to break stall. Because Nasty Plot breaks stall. They're both really good. I mean, I guess I should outspeed Corviknight. Unless he's running a lot of speed. He goes for Roost. Maybe no Ironhead then. Or maybe predicting me to switch out. I should outspeed Corviknight. I guess he's running a decent amount of speed. Hello, Mim. Brave Bird. Oh my god, I was so scared. Whew! Jesus Christ. That was scary. I could have done that a lot smoother. Jesus.